Hello, my literary luminaries, and welcome back to the vlog. See, I am trying, really trying. At the moment, I'm uploading this instead of the Tuesday talks because a lot of the Tuesday talks this year have to, resolutions and stuff, and I haven't really made any specific goals for the new year, so I don't really have a lot to talk about. So instead, I'm finally doing one of the book tags that I keep talking about, and this time around I'm doing the Unpopular Opinions book tag. Some of my answers are a little in the middle ground, but the original tag is by a user called The Book Archer. There will be a link to their video in the description down below. I was tagged by Diana at Novelty, and I will link to her video as well. I say tagged because she basically said, if you want to do this, consider yourself tagged. So here I am. Question number 1 is a popular book or series that you didn't like. And probably coming to not necessarily anyone's surprise, I went with 50 Shades of Grey on this one because there's so much talk and so much hype and everybody loves this. I literally got about 3 pages into the book and was laughing so hard that I couldn't keep reading. Genuinely 3 pages. Didn't get to any of the actual, content. Just the writing was so bad. I can't do it. I can't do it. I keep saying I'm gonna try again, but I probably won't. Question number 2 is a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate, but you love. And my answer for this, it's not that I've seen that people hate it, it's more that I've seen a lot of people saying that either it didn't really grab them, they didn't really like it. I mean, I know some people do, the friend that introduced me to them likes them, but I've seen a lot of sort of mixed reviews on the Wolves of Mercy Falls books, so Shiver, Linger, the third one that I don't own yet, by Maggie Stiefvater. I like these a lot. They're cute. They're little. I mean, they're not great literature or whatever. They're not the best books in the world, but I really enjoyed them, and I've seen a lot of people just kind of be about them, and that makes me sad. Number 3 is a love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you didn't want them to, or an OTP that you don't like. 100%. If you're worried about Hunger Games spoilers, you should not listen. But it's been a while, and it's fairly obvious by the movies at this point. So, Hunger Games spoilers into 2016? Katniss and Peeta. Ugh! I know. I was so frustrated by the end of that book. No. Nope. Can't do it. Can't get into it. Can't condone it. Nope. Sorry, all you Katniss Peeta fans. I'm Team Gale. I'm sorry. Question number 4 is a popular book genre that you hardly reach for. And this one's changing a little bit as I start reading more, but for the longest time, I basically discounted anything classified as romance. Which is odd because I like love stories, I like them, but I think basically I'd chalked up everything in the romance genre to something like Harlequin romance, where everything is very, this is the pattern, and these are the characters, and you see them all the time. And I couldn't do it. I've read a couple more recently. I have a few on my TBR that people have recommended to me, so this may be changing, but at the moment, it's the genre that I could think of specifically off the top of my head that I don't necessarily jump to when I see it. Next is a popular or a beloved character that you don't like. Still going to Peeta. It's not that I hate Peeta as a character, but it's more that I just don't like the transition he went through. I don't like the character development. I think there could have been a lot more interesting stuff there, and he felt like a plot point too often, especially as we got into, the second half of the second and the third book. I don't know, he just didn't really do anything for me, which, leads back to why I have my opinion of him for the OTP. The next one I had trouble answering because it's a popular author you can't seem to get into. I don't know a lot of the, recently popular authors. I know a lot of people have been really, really deep into A Series of Unfortunate Events, and that whole series, and no matter how much good I hear about it, I can't bring myself to pick up the books. Maybe that's my loss, but I think if anything that would be the one that I have to go into, but I don't really know a lot of the especially more recently popular authors. It's not something I keep up with well, and that is something I'm trying to work on, but so I guess at the moment I will have to go with that's Lemony Snicket, right? I think he writes those. Series of Unfortunate Events. Whoever writes those. Number 7 is a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. Ironically, perhaps, because I'm actually writing one that could be construed as this, but I'm a little tired of the prophesied chosen one. I think the biggest example of all of this, especially for someone of my generation, is Harry Potter. Because, you are the boy who lived. And it seems tired. It's like, okay, this person, no matter what happens, he's gonna win because that's what the prophecy says. It just seems weak. It's too like everything where it's just like, this is the main character. It's bad enough that most protagonists, you have a feeling they're going to win by the end of the story anyway, because they're the protagonist. As soon as you make them, like, the chosen one the prophecy has told about, I'd love to see a book where they failed at the end. That would be a really interesting book. But as soon as you say that, I'm like, okay, well, I know how this book ends. You best hope that I'm interested in how he or she got there, but... Now, granted, my main novel project has someone who looks like he's a prophesied chosen one, and he gets frustrated through most of the book about it, and we find out in the end that he's not quite, but that's a topic for a different story. But I'm kind of tired of that. Next is a popular series that you have no interest in reading. This is a difficult one because I couldn't think of one off the top of my head, but the closest that I can come up with is the whole series in line with The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which is weird because I own Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I do really want to read it, but I've heard so much really in the way of mixed reviews when it comes to this series, and I know that all 3 of them were released post-mortem of the author's death, and I think they're coming out with more. They came out with more or something. I don't know. I get weird vibes off of the whole series, and so unless Girl with the Dragon Tattoo really grabs me and shakes me by the collar and says you have to read the rest of the series, I'm probably just going to read that book and call it good. You can tell me in the comments all you want of how I'm making a terrible mistake and I should read the whole series, and I'll listen to you, but that's where I stand on it at the moment. And the last one is, as the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you actually prefer more than the book? And I'm going to go with one that hasn't actually started yet, but simply knowing the source material, I think it will do better as a TV show than it did as a movie. I don't necessarily know that they'll do better than the books, but the Mortal Instruments series has been going, and I know it didn't do great as a movie when the movie came out, and I know they're talking about doing the Shadowhunters TV show, and I think it'll work well as a TV show. Again, I don't necessarily know that it'll be better than the books. I think there's a lot more they can do necessarily with the TV show, which is weird saying, but I think just the way that they're written, I think they can expand on some stuff and do some more interesting things with the TV show. So I don't actually have cable or satellite or anything, so I don't know how I'm going to find out if I'm right. But I do kind of want to check and see what's going on with that so I can see if I'm right. I don't have super high hopes based on what I saw out of the last TV show that got made out of a book series that I liked. But we'll see. So that does it for that tag. Let me know your answers in the comments. What do you think about all these questions? Do you agree with my choices? Do you disagree? I want to hear your opinions, so let me know in the comments. And I'm going to try and be back on Wednesday for the next Top 5 Wednesday. I think I've got a day off that I can record another video on. Again, I'll probably be doing more tags on Tuesdays. Tuesday tags. Yay! At least for January, because I don't have a great deal to talk about for the Tuesday Talks episodes. So we shall see how that goes. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'm recording this on Saturday, so I was going to say weekend, but you're going to see this on Tuesday, so oh well. But have an awesome week, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!